It is Tuesday, which means we are talking money specifically for families raising children with special needs.
We've got our money expert here this morning, Dustin Smith from Wealth Enhancement Group, to talk about this really important topic. Dustin, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
We know financial planning is different for every family, but there are some, generalities that people with families with special needs children need to think about. What are those?
Yeah, so, when we're talking about children with special needs, we're talking about kids who have some sort of physical or mental disability that's going to impede them from having some sort of substantial income in the future, right? And so for a lot of these parents, they're often concerned of, hey, what happens when I'm gone, right? When I pass away or whatnot, right? And so for a lot of families, we're trying to help them plan of how do we make sure that these kids are taken care of, right? Whether it be from food, housing, or health care, when the parents are no longer able to assist or when these children go off to live independendly.
Okay, so what do people need to know? Because that's a loaded question, and that can feel overwhelming when you say that. What can that look like? Because those costs, we know those costs can add up, especially over a lifetime.
Yeah, so there's a handful of places to start. But first off, as I always say, try to understand what the costs are, right? So looking at housing, healthcare, what are those costs monthly that we might be seeing for these children? Second of all, we want to see what sort of aid they may be able to get.
Sure.
And so there's a couple different places here locally that people will look at. First of all, is what we call SSI, which is Supplemental Security Income, ran by the Social Security Administration.
Right.
And then the other one here in Minnesota, we call it Minnesota Supplemental Aid, or MSA. Now, right away, people are going, oh, well, there's money available. It's not a lot. We're talking like $1,000 a month. And there's great restrictions on how much savings and all this sort of stuff that those people can have. So outside of that, this is where it gets a little bit more complex, right? And so for a lot of parents who have means, we usually say, work with an attorney to create something that we call a special needs trust. And really the idea there is to try to create a pool of assets that could be available to try to plug in some of the gaps, right, that you might not get through SSI, MSA, or even Medicaid. So, but that's something that you have to take a step with an attorney to really get that set up.
I would venture that it goes beyond money, though.
Oh,
your wishes. Now, maybe your child can have their own wishes on how they want to live their lives, but in some cases they may not. How do you put that into legal terms, or make sure that that is something like, I would like my child to be able to go to school or travel or whatever it is that you want for them?
So there is some language you can put in, like a special needs trust, for example, that might provide money that is available for, let's say, education and so on and so forth. But often what families will do is that they will write what we call a letter of intent. Now, this is a non-legal binding document, but really what the letter of intent is there to say to whatever future caregiver may be is like, hey, here are the things that you need to know about caring for my child, right? What type of food do they like? What gives them anxiety? How do you calm them down? All those sort of things that you as parents know, right? You imagine you're dropping off your kids for a long weekend. What are the things you'd want to be able to tell? Those are usually written out in what we call a letter of intent. And that's probably a great way for parents to, once again, describe how they may want that care to be held.
Really quick, not something you need to get notarized either, though.
No, because that's a non-legal document.
Okay. Well, either way, a really, really important conversation that families with special needs need to be having right now. Dustin, as always, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.